Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Alvin Squalajalupi, aka Sonic 23, as you can see on the screen there. Today you probably clicked in this video to find out more about the badge that I have listed here. And so this is one of the more essential badges on the defensive side of the ball in NBA 2K20. Some of you may have already know about why this badge is so important to have and pretty much is a must use, but some of you may not. And so hopefully this can kind of be a very informative video for those that do not know about this badge already, which you've already seen in the title. And that is Chasedown. Now first, what I'm going to do is look at the badge itself and see how the 2K explain the badge, okay? So Chasedown artist raises the chances of getting a chasedown block. And then when you expand it, boosts the speed and leaping ability of a player when he is chasing down an offensive player in anticipation of a block attempt, right? So in previous 2Ks or just in general, you would equate that to being something that only lockdowns should use for the most part, or centers, things of that nature, those with high defensive ratings. Well, I'm here to tell you that that is not the case. I believe that this is a must-have badge for pretty much any build that's in the game, especially if you can afford it. If you're a guard and you have one defensive badge, then maybe you'd be better off to keeping it on clamps or intimidator, just to kind of boost your ability to guard your matchup just a little bit, even though you're still somewhat a liability. But I guess it also depends on the personnel that you're playing with. Check out the tattoo, by the way, I for ISO. But anyway, if you look at my player here, he's not like a lockdown defender, right? But even my blocking is not even at 60. It's at 59 right now, so that's not really a high block. And my wingspan is like, it may be the absolute minimum or close to. And that's obviously to get my higher shooting attributes, which I have here, right? So even with that, I make sure to put Chasedown artists on bronze at the very least. And I feel like that's a badge, or I think that's the level that should be used for every single player in the game. The only ones that may be an exception, like I said, are the ones that maybe have one or two. But even then, you can kind of get away, maybe depending on who you're playing with, you can get away with having Chasedown artists on bronze, and then maybe you have to put on clamps or intimidator to kind of help alleviate some of that defensive liability that you may have for your teammates, right? Now, if you're playing, with a pretty dominant big man or a pretty dominant lockdown or someone that is pretty good at help side defense, then, maybe you can focus on something else since you're already limited anyway. But even with this build, I only have 5, and I kind of did that so that way I can be better off guarding my matchups one-on-one, because I personally take pride in playing defense in the first place, okay? But I'm going to also include gameplay in this video, okay? So that way you can kind of see the badge in action. And so that's what we're going to get to next. So I'm going to make a nice little cut, and then we'll get to a nice rec game that I played recently with randoms and one friend of mine. All right, so now we're in the rec game. So once again, this is me playing with my point guard. I have other builds as well. I have a two-way athletic finisher, as well as a big man, a paint beast. And then I actually have 2 other builds that are kind of on the back end. I haven't really gotten a chance to grind those characters out. Sorry about that pause. I got distracted by the Pistons for a second. But anyway, you see me, you know what I'm saying, getting ready, get jiggy with it, letting them know I'm about to go crazy. Wait, what? But the interesting thing about this whole gameplay footage that you're about to see here is that the team that we're going against seem to be all superstars, so that kind of made me think they may or may not know each other, but you never know. And then they had a random center that was like a pro or an all-star? Yeah, a pro 2 center. But anyway, you see my matchup is a two-way slashing playmaker, which is actually a pretty good build. That's actually one of the alternative point guards that I just made recently. I just don't know if I'm going to actually have the time to grind that character out, but I kind of want to, just so I can get a different game style of play on the point guard position, because then I have way more defensive badges. But this build I have here for my main build this year, I absolutely love, because he allows me to do a lot of what I like to do on offense anyway. I'm a pass first point guard, but a lot of times, depending on who I'm playing with, I have the ability to kind of keep us in the game by just scoring in general. Panic pass there, kind of messed that up.
Square like crazy.
But anyway, moving on. Eventually, at some point in time, you're going to end up seeing a Chasedown artist get into some good use. Now, there's going to be two situations where the badge itself activates and does a pretty good job at the situation itself. One of the first times I use it is an actual Chasedown block. And it's crazy because the animation itself was perhaps an animation that you would expect from a lockdown defender.
Oh.
But that's why I think it's a must-have badge. When you talk about defensive badges, pretty much you're going to talk about Clamps, Intimidator, and to me, Chasedown artists, just because of how versatile it is. And like I said, everyone can use it, literally everyone. And you don't have to have it that high. As long as you have it on bronze, you unlock the Chasedown animations, so that way you have a better ability to, recover and contest a shot. Especially for guards, I feel like if a guard is playing somebody one-on-one and their matchup get past them, they now have a greater ability to go ahead and use their speed to try to catch up with their matchup and at least get a good contest on the shot, and in some cases get a block. And so that's why I think it's a pretty good badge to have, to be honest with you. You see there, hands up defense didn't quite work, despite me being right in his face. It's pretty crazy. Now, you're going to see during this gameplay that I try my best to try to get my teammates involved first instead of me scoring. But you're going to also see that I kind of mess up quite a few times with my jump shot. And then eventually I get it together and start greening everything until I cool down. But try to find somebody to get open here. Nobody's there. Trying to keep calm, not doing anything. But that first shot I made was a green, and then this is when I was like, wow, I'm kind of messing up here. I get one white, miss it, and then another one back to back, kind of nasty. I'm surprised it actually goes in. In this year's game, I typically find myself to get nervous if I don't green a shot, And the crazy thing is that I found another open teammate, and I don't know if he wasn't expecting to pass or what, but kind of just botched that completely. Now there's the first Chasedown block, and you see the animation is quite crazy. Now let's go back real quick, because that animation right there is something that you would expect someone to be doing with a higher block rating than 59. So that's why it's so important to have that badge, even on just bronze. And then if you are a character, another white there, pretty nasty. But if you are a character with multiple defensive badges, you don't even have to put on Chasedown artists no higher than bronze. You can just keep it on bronze, unlock the animations, and then focus those badges towards other things to enhance your ability to play defense and get blocks and whatnot. So, but that was the first instance of the badge kicking in, and as you can see, kicked in pretty well there with that very aggressive block and transition, excuse me. Center's kind of flying around there, jumping up and down and whatnot. Quite a few times I try to give it to the randoms and keep them involved. A lot of times when I'm playing by myself or playing with one other person or two other people, you kind of notice how it's better to get the randoms involved or keep them involved, so that way they don't start to get pissy and, throw the game away and be really stupid. So, ignore that message there. But, yeah. Center with a nice rebound there. Very nice, very good. Another situation where hands up defense didn't quite work out that well. At this point, it's still the first quarter, and Trying to make sure to keep everything moving. Nice little take there from the small forward there. I believe he was a superstar too. Some of his actions didn't really seem like he was one, but I don't know. And if you have any questions about the badge itself or other badges in the game, maybe you need some assistance with your badge layout for your build, you can just go ahead and write in the comments, and then I'll check it out and tell you what I feel about the badge itself or what you have with your build, what things can kind of help you and what things you may want to steer away from. Because there are quite a few badges in the game that are pretty much a waste of time and are just there in the game just to be there, but not really useful. Great block there. See a lot of team defense going on. Now the second time I get the Chasedown block, it's going to be pretty interesting. Should be coming up pretty soon, actually. I think it's in this quarter I get the second one. But it wasn't a Chasedown block, but I could definitely tell by me having that badge on, I was able to get a good contest on the shot enough to the point where I actually blocked it. So I don't really know why this point guard kept trying to take up awful shots against the center like that. That was interesting. And you see the movement between the teams. We're all kind of doing a good job rotating. Stupidity. This guy messes up and not take a jump shot, given how much time was left on the clock, and instead went for the dunk. Made a mistake there. Yeah. That's one thing I hate right there, when people just kind of stand in the way and try to set a screen when it's clearly not working. Especially when I know I can just isolate.
Damn.
Mess up the meter there again. I definitely had a rough start shooting wise in this game in comparison to the other games I had recently. But that was just starting off. Percentage ended up pretty good, but just starting off I was a little disappointed. Nice baseline cut there. Go right to the basket, get a nice easy little dunk. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Don't worry, your time will come. Yeah, I know. This guy didn't really have an idea of what to do in most situations. He would just try to rim run, and then if he couldn't find anybody open or find an opener for himself because of clamps stopping him or the center being in the way between him and rim, usually you take an awful shot or try to make a bad pass. Now, I definitely missed the center there, only because I thought that the guy there, Clint Killer Mack, was going to go to the rim and then be able to get a nice dunk attempt right away, but this matchup kind of stopped him in his tracks there, so messed up there for sure. Makes another full white, surprisingly. Makes a pretty predictable pass there. Now this is pretty funny.
What's up, man?
Some of these random animations that be activating is pretty crazy in situations like that. But I'm glad I was able to get a nice tip pass there and get the steal. That's prime time Deion Sanders, you know what I'm saying?
Keep going. There you go.
And again, I end up with a lot of points here. I think I end up with 30 points, but definitely was trying to distribute the wealth more often than not, especially once I noticed that this team is going to be a pretty easy dub. Now in this situation, I felt like maybe a good time to go ahead and see what I can do in the open space instead of kind of follow the guy that was going to the rim right away. Left me wide open. So that was my first screen, and then I think I get a string of multiple after that. And at this point, I think they realized it is over. So some of them start to quit the match as a result. I think that was Square that quit just now. My matchup's going to be leaving pretty soon. The center had already left a while ago. And that was Scotto's a pro too anyway, so maybe they didn't know each other after all. And so we get to this point here, and that's the second one right there. So not necessarily a chase down block, but by having that badge on it, you can see I got a great contest on that shot to the point that I altered it and ultimately blocked it because I timed it well. But when you don't have chase down artists on, when you don't have that badge on in general, usually, especially if your character has a low block rating, he'll kind of just flail his arms out and do a lackadaisical contest. And so that's why I feel like just having that badge on can be very, very helpful. Not only for yourself when you get beat by your matchup, but just your teammates as an additional help at the rim when someone's rim running, or someone beats their matchup. Maybe you can provide great help. So now at this point, my matchup is quit as well. So this is where I really kind of try to stay out of the way and just maybe stay at the corners or the hash, so that way the AI will just stick to me, and then if they start to run towards the rim, the AI will go towards them and they can pass it out to me. So you're going to see an example of that right now. I'm standing at the hash, he sets me a screen, I just decide to pull, boom. Green bean makes someone's mom scream, you know what I'm saying? Or it makes someone's daughter scream. But anyway, nice little defense there. At this point, I believe the only two people on the opposing team that are still in the match are the power forward and circle. Another wide open three there. Get my takeover again for the second time. Bada boom, bada bing.
I was just chilling.
At this point, you're going to start noticing that the game is getting away very quickly as Circle calls for the ball multiple times and it cannot stop.
Yeah.
It's really tragic. That guy makes a bad pass there. And so I end up with 2 blocks in this game as a point guard with minimum wingspan. And again, my block rating is 59. Not even anything high. Nothing great to even brag about, right? It's just allowing myself to activate those animations when I get a nice head start and try to time my blocks. I can get a chase down animation, or I can get a great shot contest to the point where I'm blocking a shot at the rim, you know? And it's a really great badge to have, especially for guards like myself that are fast. But it's probably even better for those two-way, or not two-way, but offensive threats.
Oh, good reach.
Because I believe most offensive threats have less defensive badges than I have, depending on how they make it. But usually, most offensive threats I see, they have maybe 1 or 2 defensive badges. So, maybe test out how it is if you put on that chase down artist on bronze. If you have just 1 badge, maybe not so much, but definitely if you have 2, I would say just go ahead and put it on there just to see how it works out for you, because it can be very helpful. Now at this point, I already have 25 points, so I'm really trying not to, take shots. Now, somebody, passing the ball and wide open, then they probably want the assist, so I'll give that to them. But like I mentioned before, I'm trying to stay out the way at this point. Yeah, you see they still keep giving me the ball, but just trying to stay out the way. Just seems like everybody had a hard time doing something if I wasn't setting them up. But I didn't want the AI to be following anybody else anyway, so just tried to stay away. Circle gets a nice screen there, close to the hash. Proud of him. I do a nice little emote to celebrate his green light. Ho ho ho! Grit.
He has an AI on him like I do.
Shot there.
Our movements are kind of limited.
At this point, Triangle's still in the game.
Stay one spot.
I forgot at what point did he decide to quit the match as well.
Oh yeah, that's different. Yeah.
Should be coming up soon, I guess. This guy just took a lot of awful shots throughout that game. Mac sees me wide open at the hash. Oh, and there's Triangle quitting the match. There we go. And that's the thing. Another thing too. Can someone tell me why 2K decided to dumb down the AI to the point that they're useless idiots now this year? They take way too many off the dribble shots that they should not be taking, especially with centers and stuff. Man, it's toxic.
Yeah, I know.
And not only that, but their shot timing is absolutely atrocious. Even when they're controlling builds that are sharpshooters, I see more lates than anything else from AI. It's really scary. It's to the point this year where someone leaving the team, for the most part, is even worse than just keeping that person on the team. Like, let's say you're playing with a random, and that random is absolutely butt cheeks. A lot of the times, I prefer that person to stay in the match instead of leaving their AI there, because the AI is not going to be doing anything at all for the most part. Messing up all their shots, even when they're wide open. Even if a person is an idiot, for the most part, if they get a wide open jump shot, unless they're like super duper duper trash, they can still get a pretty nice look at the meter. AI, for the most part, are getting lates and earlies. It's gross. But yeah, getting closer towards the end of the game here. Guys starting to get a little antsy. Since at this point, now the only person that's left is this, the shooting guard on the other team, Young Meech. Yeah, Young Meech. Help him out with my clamps there. Excuse me. Here I am again, staying away from everybody as much as possible, just staying at the hash. He takes a good shot, green stab. It's beautiful. Proud of him. Do a nice celebratory emote there. Wait for Young Meech to come to the rim. He decides not to. This guy reaches again. He's getting trigger happy. Just got to be careful. So we get to this point of the video. This is the last clip as we can get to the conclusion of this game. Pistons are down 1. Or no, down 2. With a minute left. Oh, man. Yee! Usually I direction a pass and try to do a flashy pass or something like that, but I think I forgot to adjust my sliders prior to entering the rec, so I was definitely more prone to hit the icon this match in comparison to what I normally do.
What the?
But it's still fun. Nice look there. He gets a nice steal. He passes it out to me. I'm trying to find somebody else, so I give the ball to Mac. He kind of gets stumbled there in his tracks right away. Just moving around, getting away from everyone, setting the screen. He gets a nice little green light again. Oh, very proud of Huncho Cam.
Damn.
Now, see, that's what I'm talking about right there. Now, why would the AI do that? A flashy pass from that distance, and then, I mean, what's also crazy is the fact that the ball went flying way out over there in the first place, because I'm pretty sure this guy's point guard passing accuracy is in the 90s. So, a little shocking for sure. Find my guy Huncho there for the cut. Another assist. wanted to get the center and small forward more involved, but it seemed like if they weren't right at the rim, they really couldn't do much. Eventually, the center, I'm not sure if he didn't realize it, but since the AI was checking him, he would have more than likely had a lot more three-point shots he could have gotten off. Pause. Because of the AI usually kind of staying in the paint for the most part. Got the ball there. I was picking up. Mac with another green bean. Makes someone's daughter scream. Nice little taunt there. Boom. Not gonna lie, I was not expecting this game to be like this when I started though. That one I really messed up. Oh man. I was like, oh no, circle was wide open. Why did I do that? But I kind of already had it in my head I was gonna pass it to the center in the first place, I guess. But man, I felt bad about that. Klein Killer Matt gets the ball here. I said, okay. Definitely could have taken the shot himself. He's wide open, but I don't know. Another green bean there, though. Try to help this guy out before he gets cooked. He gets cooked anyway. Green. AI reaches there. Now that AI have been doing already for the longest time, reaching in unexpectedly and committing fouls. Been foul prone for a long time. Nice little size up there, just to troll with the AI. Center gets open for a green. Check out those guns. At this point, this guy's just trying to get as many points as he can possible, since he's found himself definitely. Hands up defense again there, doesn't work. Also with the center jumping at him, that was bizarre there. I get the ball to the circle, he greens that, and boom.
Yep.
He did pretty well with his shooting. He was pretty consistent throughout the entirety of the game. I was proud of him.
He was
Good job staying with his matchup. Then he kind of loses them out of nowhere, and that time I don't really know how he missed that. The consistency with the shot contest is very interesting. It's very weird. Hard to understand. Given that he missed that layup and then made the one in which I would have my hands up and the center was jumping at him, it was kind of crazy. Eventually, Huncho Cam ended up scoring 20 points, almost out of nowhere. He greens that. Great shot by that guy. Again, I'm trying to get the... I think it had been a long time since he had touched the ball when I was throwing it around. He somehow scores that nasty layup. At this point, I know everyone's in double digits, so no one should be upset. Not sure how I didn't get that pass there. You can see my character complaining. Perfect timing there, for sure. They said no thank you. Kind of get the easy drive there, so I figure why not take that. It would be pretty silly for me not to do that, I suppose. He gets stuck in the paint there, not really sure what to do. Gets open, takes a shot, and bricks this time. Probably because he was at the top. Square's trying to get aggressive again, passes it to me instead of circle. It must have been an accident, I'm going to assume. Get the ball to him, someone else, let him do something. Stay in the corner, nothing happens. Great cut there. He kind of screwed up. circling around back to his matchup to the point where he can contest him from that side. That was a mistake on his part. This guy is really trying to score. Look at that. That's nasty. Like, why does the AI do that? They get the rebound and go back up with awful shot attempts so often. Everyone's jumping at this guy. He ends up scoring anyway. Big greens. I wish he had made that. Circle's calling for the ball again. Big Meech kind of sizes himself up, passes out, pump fake. Square is double teaming now. He resets, goes in a circle, and takes an awful contested layup for some reason. Thinks that's a good idea. Was trying to wait for Square to get up to the court. It took a while. So Circle ends up following me. Who? Oh, he's been going a while. Foul.
Yeah, it's been gone for a while.
I can't remember. Did I end up getting this 10th assist or no?
It's just been this guy the whole time. Since like the
Great
third
defense
quarter.
there. I wouldn't give credit to Chasedown artist on that play there. That was just me jumping at him because I knew he was going to shoot the ball. But nope, no 10 assists for that one. But at least I managed to finish the game with no turnovers. That was pretty good. And overall rating kind of went up. So, but yeah, that's pretty much the video there. Again, I highly recommend putting on Chasedown artists on bronze. You know, no matter what your build is. Like I said before, I think the only people that may want to think about not using Chasedown artists are ones that only have one defensive badge. But other than that, I think that's a badge well worth the investment, even just on bronze, because it makes a much bigger impact defensively than if you were to not have the badge at all. But anyway, that's the video for today. I'll see you all next time. And stay tuned for another video in the future from Sonic 23. And other than that, by the way, make sure to follow my other YouTube channel as well, Alvin Squalajalubi TV. You should see that listed in featured channels on my channel. So just go ahead and click that and watch my most recent video from there, or my first video from there. By the time this video is uploaded, I probably won't have my second video on that channel yet, so it'll be my only video on that channel for now, which is cousins fighting on a Mego or something like that. So again, thanks again for watching this video. Hope this helped you all a lot, or just provided some great information for you. And peace and blessings. Out.